Today is also the very first time I've ever called somebody over in England live on the air. Yeah, I've been wanting to somehow incorporate the subject of age into a show, and I wanted to incorporate one of my favorite rockers of all time, man, into the show. And I'll tell you that Charlie Harper began his band, the UK Subs, back in 1976, and the band is still active, and before the pandemic, we're playing 150 to 200 shows a year, I believe. Charlie Harper started the UK Subs back in 76, as I say. Charlie just turned 76 years old recently, or should I say 76 years young. Joining us on the telephone from sunny Sussex by the sea in jolly old England, and the leader of the UK Subs, it is the one and only Charlie Harper. Hi, Charlie.
Hello, Derek.
It's great to finally talk to you.
Loud and clear.
Nice. What is the weather like over in sunny Sussex? Is it sunny today?
Oh, today there wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was wonderful.
Beautiful. Have you been staying cooped up because of the pandemic?
Yeah, I'm kind of high risk, so I have to stay in all the time up until the end of the month. But I have been out fishing when everyone's gone off the beach, like in the evening. Sometimes we go down there and have a fish.
Well, that's kind of cool. At least you're able to get out and buy some nature and stuff.
Yeah, I've been out a few times, but not to the big, the big town around here is Brighton, and things are just normal around here. But like I say, I'm high risk. I came back from the tour with a chest infection and told to not go out.
Yeah. So you guys, you've been before the pandemic broke out. Were you still doing 100, 200 shows a year kind of thing? Yeah. We just came down and came back from a tour of Europe, all of Europe, and we kind of missed a whole tour of UK. Oh, because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Charlie, I know people that are in their 50s that find it hard to put their shoes on, man. And you're like 76 and such an inspiration to so many rockers around the world. And the last time I met you in person was in the 80s, and you're still like doing it, man. And first of all, congratulations for such a long run. It's awesome.
Well, thank you very much, but I don't think I'll be doing it anymore. I kind of, you probably can't hear it, but my throat's completely gone. It's going to be a long time before I could sing properly again.
Wow.
Or even shout. But yeah. Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Did I hear you say you have someone working on this from Kenosha, Wisconsin?
You sure did, and I know you have some connection there.
Yeah, I kind of I was married to a lass out there, and I lived out there for a while.
Yeah, did you have a roommate by the name of Randy Rude?
Rings a bell.
Yeah, he was the bass player for the band 1096 at the time.
I think he died recently. Is that right?
No, I think he's still kicking. I think he had some health issues though.
It's another guy, a bass player for one of the bands, just died.
Yeah, you're right. They've had
very old at all. I don't think he was probably early 50s or something.
Yeah, there's been quite a few of our friends that have died from Kenosha, more than any other town I can think of, unfortunately, man. The last time I ran into you was in Kenosha, and you were rehearsing at a warehouse with some guys from The Exploited, I think were in your band, or one guy was. And I remember Dean Dirt from 1096 brought me up there, and we had a great time watching you guys rehearse in the 80s.
Oh, right. That's Carl Morris.
That's right, Carl. Yeah. Yeah, I talked to him recently. Yeah. So how long did you live in Kenosha for?
Well, because I was married, Chris kind of spent 6 months in London, and then I come over, spend 6 months in Kenosha, and but while I was over there, I'd be on a tour, but not for the 6 months, just for maybe 1 month or. Yeah,
I remember I just found some photos that are really good photos of you guys performing at the Cabaret Metro in Chicago in 1985 that I should get to you.
Oh, right.
Some good photos, man. Close-ups.
Yeah. We done Chicago about 2 or 3 years ago, just.
Yeah, that's my old stomping grounds, man. I'm out here on the West Coast now, but yeah, man, the UK Subs are one of the most beloved punk rock bands. And how does it feel to be? Has rock and roll kept you young? I guess that's how I should put it. Has punk rock kept you kind of young?
That's what I say. You know, jumping around on stage for like an hour, you know, it does keep you pretty fit.
Yeah. You know, because there's a lot of folks that can't, they give it up, man, in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're such a testament, man. I just wonder how you do it. Do you have natural energy?
Yeah, I kind of had a lot of stamina as a kid. You know, I kind of was a long-distance runner. I played a lot of soccer.
Okay. That's a good workout. Do you have any, like, advice for young rockers on how to stay fit and keep rocking, man? Like alcohol.
Just keep active. Just keep active. That's the thing. You know, as soon as you stop, you know, your body's going to wind down, and you know, you're kind of sucker for any kind of illness or anything. But I mean, my wife said, you know, like, you stop, you die. So we'll wait and see.
So, well, a body in motion does tend to stay in motion. Maybe you could keep fishing more or something. I don't know. I'm kind of saddened to hear that you're not going to be singing, but I hope your voice does return, man. Yeah,
well, normally comes back quite quick. Because of my age, it's not coming back so quick.
Yeah.
You know?
So it's something you've dealt with before.
I mean, it looks like we won't be doing any shows until next year.
Yeah.
I mean, because the last thing's going to be open is clubs where everyone's squashed together.
Yeah, it's hard telling what's going to happen as well. I guess you could always do, if your voice gets better, you could do some online stuff too, like a lot of the bands seem to be doing.
Yeah, I've done that, yeah.
Oh.
And, you know, any kind of fan's birthday, you know, like, say, the girl will write and say, oh, could you please tell Charlie to wish her boyfriend or husband happy birthday, and I kind of I just play happy birthday on the guitar and sing it.
That's so cool.
Really badly. But that's a joke of it, you know.
Right. So the band started in '76. How many albums does the UK Subs have out? Have you lost count?
Well, we've done the alphabet, and then we've done 2 more. And we're kind of planning another album, but this time it's going to be original material again. Yeah, I mean, we're still planning to do stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was really happy to get a copy in the mail recently of the Zizo album, which is a really awesome record. And that was
which?
The 2016, it's a Ziezo. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Zizo?
Oh, right. That was the official last album.
Okay. Yeah. Is Elvin...
Do you know what that means?
I don't.
It means job done in Dutch.
Interesting.
Some kid come up to me before, you know, 2 albums before that and said, I've got a great name for your last album. Says Zizo. I said, well, what's that mean? He said, job done in Dutch, yeah. Good one.
So this is...
I told the band, they loved it, yeah.
That's beautiful. Is this the last album you put out then?
No, like I said, we put out 2 more covers albums.
Okay.
There's, where are you living now? Where are you staying?
I'm in Ashland, Oregon.
Oh, right up there, yeah. There's a company in LA, the other end of the world, called Cleopatra.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been, like, releasing our albums. My wife's just signing that I mustn't talk anymore. Maybe I've told you too much, because all these things are meant to be a secret, but I don't, you know, I don't believe in all that.
Okay,
I don't know who made it up. But I'm the leader of the band, and I certainly didn't make it up.
Well, thank you for giving us a little hint of what might be coming. That's cool.
Why don't you tell me, I'm talking to my wife, why don't you tell me who said no, not to talk about it?
Well, it's not completely official now.
Oh, it's not officially announced.
I see.
Does it really matter? It is now.
It's announced. Well, we hope it happens, man. We hope it happens.
Yeah, I it doesn't bother me. That is bullshit, all that kind of shit. Secrecy and everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big announcement. What's going to happen? Are they going to throw a party and give us lots of drink? No. It won't happen.
Well, I understand. How many solo albums have you done in your career?
I think 3.
Yeah,
just done the one, like the acoustic one, and I think there might have been 2 before that. Stolen Property was the first one, but people tell me there was another one, and I can't remember that.
Yeah, that's funny because, as I get older, I get the same way. It's like, how do you forget your own gigs? Yeah. But it happens.
Yeah.
It sure does.
It's all a long time ago and far away.
Yeah. Well, like my dad says, aging is like a car with a lot of high mileage, You got to keep replacing parts and things like that.
Yeah.
How about that?
I like to say a fine wine.
I think that's a little better than...
better.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Better with age.
Instead of a car with a lot of high mileage, yeah, it's better.
Hey, you're living in Oregon.
I am.
On my TV right now, there's a Sasquatch program. They're trying to kind of pinpoint them, like scientifically,
Bigfoot, yeah.
Loads of Sasquatch programs. People hunting for Sasquatch.
Well, Charlie...
I guess they'll find them eventually.
Well, if you look on the internet, if you ever get time, and type up Oregon Bigfoot trap, there's an actual government Bigfoot trap in the woods here that was put there like just a long time ago, and it's really a real Sasquatch trap.
Trap?
Yeah, it's a literal trap. They try to catch that thing that they put in the woods. I forget the history of it, but it's a real deal. And
I thought there was like a goofy old long-bearded guys who were like going out in the woods making a lot of noise trying to trap him, but didn't know the government really.
It's pretty weird, man. Being at your age, you've probably seen and done it all, and I'd like to ask you about like chemical and alcohol abuse. I know you used to be a drinker, I think. What about these days? Are you sober, or do you drink, or how does that work for you at this age?
Yeah, I on tour we drink too much. I mean, we just have masses of stuff, whatever we want, and for a few years now, I've been trying to cut back. Now, Guinness?
Yes.
Guinness, the Irish black beer?
Yes.
I have a pint of that most nights.
So just one pint. One pint per evening?
1 pint.
Well, that's not bad. I know a lot of guys that can't have just one,
No. When I'm out, I can't do that, yeah. I have to drink myself silly. But, last night I had a glass of wine, which, I don't drink a lot of wine. My wife's a wine drinker, but I had a glass of wine, and I had kind of heartburn, and, I didn't get to sleep until about 5 in the morning.
Interesting. I had the same sort of night last night. I know this is a generic question.
I'm not a wine drinker, but I do, if someone's having a glass of wine, I'll have, and sometimes I like it with a meal. Sometimes if you're out in a restaurant, I'll have a glass of white wine.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I just didn't know that, if you had still drank or not. It's interesting because a lot of people give it up and some don't.
Yeah, I've been in a lot of trouble with drink. I can't, well, I probably was an alcoholic, but I was never, ever, what you call a chronic, where you get up in the morning and drink half a bottle of vodka or something. I was never like that.
You were a binge drinker, more of a binger, huh?
Yeah, I suppose so. And then, just being on tour, day after day. And my band, I mean, I never do, when I leave a club, the guys all go to, they might go to a bar, they might go to, even in a hotel, they'll have a thing called wine club where they go in someone's room, or if the hotel's got a bar, we have a drink. And then I might join them if down at the hotel bar, but if not, I won't drink anymore. I'll have a cup of soup.
There you go. Now, are you a smoker by chance? Do you partake in the cannabis or no?
No, I packed that up like a long. I kind of started smoking when I was in the band, and no, I suppose I was smoking for about 10 years, but lightly. I smoked more dope than I kind of smoked cigarettes.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a lot healthier than cigarettes anyway.
Yeah, I mean, tobacco's not good. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite punk bands of all time, Charlie? Can I ask? I know it's generic.
Sorry, what is that?
Who are some of your favorite punk bands of all time?
I didn't get the question. What?
Who are some of your very favorite punk rock bands of all time?
Right, yeah. Well, let's say The Damned of all times, and someone did just do a quiz, a friend of mine, and asked everyone what their favorite Damned thing was, and of course I said the first one, and I love the Ramones.
Oh yeah.
I think you can call Iggy Pop and Stooges. To me, they were punk.
Oh yes, love them.
Musically, they were punk anyway.
Yeah, man.
And Iggy Pop's stage acts so much more exciting than most punks,
Yeah, he's still great.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of liked a lot of bands. I'm still in, I still like to have favorite bands that I really, really love. And at the moment, there's a US band called the Screaming Females, who I think that girl guitarist and singer is absolutely amazing. And then there's Amel and the Sniffers, an Australian band who I think are a brilliant band.
Great band name. Amel and the Sniffers.
Yeah. Amel and the Sniffers. Check them out.
Hey, Charlie, do you know, is there anybody in punk rock that's older than you, or do you have the reigning title of the oldest punk rock singer, or do you know?
Go on, say that again.
Are you the oldest punk rock singer, or do you know of anybody that's older than you that's singing in punk rock still?
Well, I think the drummer of the Stranglers just died, and he was kind of a little bit older than me. There was a few. They're not playing now. But yeah, so like I always said, someone say, that they were really old. I said, well, no, they can't be older than me, and I think that's true now.
Well, that's great, though. I'm so super happy you're still doing what you do, man. And
yeah, I mean, I'm still writing. Nothing's really changed for me. I'm still writing songs. As I say, we're doing a kind of original album, and I'm writing my book. And so writing my book, that takes me right back. You kind of never stop touring. I'm on the bloody road all the time. So people say, do I miss it? No, I don't miss it, because I'm kind of really living it,
Yeah.
Someone must have been a hippie, says, hey man, it's in your head. You can now. I just go where I want to, and with the internet, of course you can. I mean, I was watching shows on YouTube from California and stuff last night. Yeah.
When can we expect that book to come out? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, they've put it. Luckily, with all this stuff, the coronavirus, they put it back a year. So it was going to be the end of this year, and I suppose it'll be the end of next year. But it gives me more time to clean it up, and I've kind of rewritten it. I was a crap writer when I started writing it. Now I learned a bit about writing. I'm getting to be not bad. It's kind of it runs. It's kind of like songs. You kind of miss a lot of words out what are not necessary. That's the secret.
Yeah. Do you have a working title for the book?
Yeah. Well, a working title. Yeah. An Anarchy of Demons.
Ah, Anarchy of Demons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That'll be great,
It was
man.
one of my songs, actually.
Yeah, I can't wait for that book. I wanted to ask you, do you happen to have any spiritual beliefs?
No.
None? None for you.
No, I think religion is kind of just a way to keep people pinned down. I mean, it was good in the old day, you know, in the kind of ancient history. You know, I used to, you know, the nearest thing I got is Dionysus and, you know, Bacchus, the god of wine.
Nice.
You know, in fact, Christianity stole all that God's story. The whole Christianity story is taken from Bacchus.
Yeah, there's
from the ancient Greek and ancient Rome.
Some interesting history. You know, going back to your book just real quick because I'm running out of time. I remember when I saw you in Kenosha, you were telling me some stories about like hanging out at the pub back in the days, like in the 60s. And I think you were saying that you had associated with Bryan Jones from the Stones. Was that a true story? Am I remembering that right?
Yeah. Well, I met him in a shoe shop, and he liked my shoes, and we kind of sort of having a chat, and you know, I mean, I told him actually I bought the shoes. They were sandals actually, and you know, I said I bought them right there, but I painted them green, so they were a bit different.
Nice. Yeah,
I came from the kind of beatnik kind of scene rather than, you know, the rock scene.
Yeah.
I got into that West Coast rock, and also when I was a very young in the 50s, rock and roll happened, and you know, I loved rock and roll, and that's how I kind of, you know, got into music.
Were you into skiffle music as well over in Britain?
Well, funny you should mention skiffle, because the first band when I was about, I don't know, 9 years old, 10 years old, you know, we were taken at school, you know, like to see a skiffle review. Yeah. But it was a big thing then, you know. Then Ronnie Donegan came along, and it was like crap, you know, commercial stuff.
Yeah. Like
everything, you know, like it gets popular, and then all the commercial people come along and, you know,
squeeze the life force out of it.
Yeah. Everything, you know, every little thing, soul music, whatever it is, you know, the commercial, the business industry will kind of come and wreck it.
They will.
So we have to look for something else. Another revolution.
Did you have any run-ins with Rod Stewart back in the days, in the pub days?
Oh, yeah. He was like almost a best friend of one of my best friends. So I did see him from time to time, and this is a true story that he taught me how to play blues harmonica.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Some magazine had it the other way around. I taught Rod Stewart to play, but no, I could play like folk blues, but not real blues harmonica.
Wow, that's cool. That's a cool story. So Rod, was he a pretty cool cat?
You know, we were buskers, street singers at the time.
Ah, interesting.
So we all kind of knew each other, went to the same parties, went to the same pubs and stuff. So
that's very cool, man.
I had a tie-dye Levi jacket and jeans, and he thought they were very cool.
Everyone likes your style, Charlie. Oh, man, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, man. I really appreciate you. You sent me and my friend some cool CDs after we took care of our bill, and you signed them for me. I want to say thank you so much for being a great friend, you know, great rocker. And
no worries. If you bump into your friend Kenosha, say a big hi and say, you know, big hi to everyone out there.
Yeah.
I just heard, like, my mother-in-law actually died just recently.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
She was a lovely, lovely woman.
Yeah, and she was the one in Kenosha, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, sorry to hear that.
Yeah, the mother of my ex-wife, you know, who also is a lovely girl. There were 4 sisters, really lovely people.
Yeah, you've actually got people from Kenosha that are tuned in right this very second. I know Ricky and Kelly are listening. They're big fans of the UK subs, so I know they're probably tickled to hear this interview.
Well, I had a real good time there. I remember Dan and the Lepkes and
Dean and Don.
Lots of people, and we had a little hamster, and I called it Chelsea after my football team, my soccer team. And there was some girl there who named her baby after our hamster, Chelsea. So I hope Chelsea's doing fine. She's probably about 30 years old now.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the Lipkes. That's Dean Dirt is actually Dean Lipke. That's
Dean and Dan. Is it Dan and Dean?
Don, yeah, the twins. Yep.
Don, yeah.
And they both passed away, right?
Oh no! But I knew Dean did.
Yeah, Donnie.
Dean was a wild one.
He's the guy that brought me to the warehouse to meet you. He was my best friend at the time. Dean was.
Yeah, he was a singer in a band.
Yeah, 1096 Mental Subjects.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big
hardcore.
Yeah, they were very crazy.
Hardcore.
Big fans of the UK subs too, man. Big fans. Well, it's been great to reminisce with you.
There's a guy called Murph.
Yeah, just, my band.
Murph the biker.
My band played with Murph's band about a year ago.
Oh, yeah, of course, he was, a singer. Yeah, too. Yeah, I was good friends with Murph, yeah.
Yeah, because he has quite a bit of history with a lot of you guys, too, over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Murph's still around, man. He's still doing it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm sure that he'll hear this. So
yeah, you've got to give my love to all those guys.
Yeah.
Brilliant guys, and I had a brilliant time. And I think, I don't know if it's Matthew who still lives out there.
I'm not sure about Matthew.
Matthew McCoy, our old drummer.
I'm sure that he'll hear this, though, because the Kenosha people listen to the show, so we'll have this on the YouTube channel soon.
Yeah, hi, Matthew, if you're listening. And I kind of... see that Kenosha's becoming a real neat place now. I hope the Port of Kenosha is still open.
My band.
Steiner, they're the places I kind of really remember. Frank Steiner and the Port of Kenosha.
Yeah,
there's a lot of other pubs. I mean, I've written all about it in my book. So they're getting a great write-up in my book.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. We were just last April of 2019. My band played at the Port of Kenosha.
Yeah.
So it's still there, man.
Yeah, I've been like, not recently, but, maybe a few years ago, I used to watch bands play there. It was filmed in the Port of Kenosha. And it's such a tiny place. It's like, someone's living room.
Yeah, it's like the CBGBs of Wisconsin or something. Yeah, it's a good place to play, and that's where we played with Murph's band last year. So yeah, he's still doing it. You're still doing it. So happy to have you on the show, Charlie, and I really appreciate you making time. I know it's like 10:30 at night there, your time. So thanks for doing this.
No. We're up to 2 in the morning. At least.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You are. By the way, I have a tattoo on my arm that says "Born a Rocker, Die a Rocker." So thank you for that.
Oh. Brilliant.
Well, my entire band got them.
Mine yet.
My whole band got that same tattoo on tour back in 2013. Born a Rocker, Die a Rocker. So that's from you, man.
I've just got UK subs in Japanese.
Oh, really? Where's it at on your body?
On my arm, yeah. And at the same time, Lars Fredriksson got UK subs on his neck.
From Rancid.
Which you can see sometimes, but he wears a shirt a lot, doesn't he? Kind of
covers it up, eh?
They call that those American button-down shirts, skinhead style.
Well, Charlie, we're going to go ahead and play a song. We're going to play Banksy, the song Banksy.
Oh, great! That's coming. That came out well.
Yeah, and that's about the artist Banksy, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, my friends, you're listening to the EARTHEART Radio show, or you might be listening to a rebroadcast on the Church of Rock Radio show. We're talking to Charlie Harper, the lead singer of the UK subs. It's been a real pleasure. You're listening to KSKQ Radio. Charlie, thanks again for being on my show, and I hope to keep in touch with you, man.
Pleasure, Derek. No worries.
Yeah, thanks so much, and many blessings, and stay alive, man. Stay healthy.
Cheers. You too. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlie. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.